There is a moment in every woman's life when she suddenly realizes the truth has been hiding in plain sight, a truth so sharp it cuts through every story she was taught about men, love, and attraction. It happens in a single breath, a single look, a single shift in his behavior that feels small on the surface but shakes something deep inside you. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Because that moment reveals that a man's real feelings are never in his words, never in his confidence, never in the games people tell you to play. His real feelings are in the signals he doesn't mean to show, the ones his body exposes before his mind can hide them. Stop everything you're doing for a moment, because what you are about to hear will shake the ground beneath everything you believed about men, attraction, and love. For years you have been handed advice that sounds clever, methods that promise results, and rules that are repeated so often they almost feel like truth. You were told to play hard to get, to keep a little distance, to leave him guessing, to make him chase the mystery. But what comes next is something different, something that does not simply bend the rules, it breaks them completely. Real psychology and human biology have already uncovered patterns that go deeper than charm, deeper than chemistry, deeper than anything a man can hide with confidence or smooth behavior. This message may feel uncomfortable in the beginning because it asks you to release the myths you grew up believing. Most women are taught to look for loud signs, obvious gestures, clear declarations, constant reassurance. You may have waited for grand confessions, for romantic lines, for the kind of clarity that looks clean and simple in movies. You may have chased after men who kept you confused, who gave mixed signals, who kept you wondering. You may have found yourself drawn to drama without even meaning to be. What almost everyone misses are the subtle primal signals that reveal something far stronger than words. Signals that live in his body, in his nervous system, and in the parts of his brain he does not consciously control. These signs are not in the typical dating rules. They are not in what your friends tell you. They are not in the little games people teach to make someone miss you. Here is the unsettling truth. While many women run after emotionally confusing men, while they become attached to the highs and lows, they often walk straight past the men who are quietly falling deeply in love. These men are not loud. They do not broadcast their feelings. They are not smooth with perfect lines ready at the right moment. Instead, their biology gives them away. Their subconscious exposes them. Their body shifts in small ways they cannot hide. It is like watching a glowing sign flicker in complete darkness. But only those who know how to see it ever recognize it. As you continue on this journey, you are about to learn 6 hidden psychological patterns no man can fully control. These patterns show up when his emotional world begins to move around you, when something internal shifts, when he starts feeling something deeper than attraction. These patterns are rare, they are powerful, and once you understand them, you will never look at love the same way again. The first pattern is what many experts call the mirror effect. When his brain begins to sync with yours, something almost mystical starts happening. His mind and body begin to fall into rhythm with you, as if his entire system is adjusting to your presence without his permission. You might notice it slowly at first. He starts using the same little expressions you say without even realizing he picked them up from you. His texting style shifts until it almost mirrors yours. His pace matches your pace. His tone of voice rises or softens in the same way yours does. When you sit beside him, his posture copies yours within seconds. None of these are planned moves. They are not tricks. They are not strategies. These are signs that his nervous system is quietly syncing with yours. Science explains this through mirror neurons, special cells in the brain that activate when we watch someone else. These neurons transfer emotion from one person to another. When you laugh, he feels lighter. When you are stressed, he suddenly feels tense even if he doesn't know why. When you feel low, his energy drops, not because he wants it to, but because his emotional system is linking with yours. This is emotional echoing. This kind of deep synchronization is not about copying body language. It is a biological recognition. His primitive brain has identified you as someone meaningful. The mirror effect is rare because it does not happen with every woman he finds attractive. It only happens when his subconscious senses connection far deeper than looks or casual interest. What makes this effect even more intense is the way it disrupts his sense of control. Men are taught to stay composed, to remain steady, to hold emotional independence. But when this mirror effect pulls him in, he cannot hide what he feels. You might even see him suddenly pull back after a moment where the connection felt strong, not because he lost interest, but because the intensity scares him. He may step away because he feels overwhelmed by how much of himself is merging with you. Anyone can pretend to like someone for a little while. Anyone can fake smooth talk, but no one can fake unconscious neural synchronization. If you see this pattern, you are witnessing something real, something he cannot disguise. It is a signal of emotional imprinting, and it is almost impossible for him to control. Then comes the second pattern, selective vulnerability, the trust test. When a man starts developing deep feelings, he does not open his entire heart at once. He does not pour out everything. Instead, he reveals small pieces of himself in moments that seem simple but hold tremendous weight. You may notice it begin in a very subtle way. He shares something about his past he usually keeps hidden. He mentions a fear, a doubt, or a small insecurity he normally never talks about. He lets you see a fragile corner of him he does not show to others. He may tell you about a mistake he made, something he is ashamed of, or something he wishes he could change about himself. He might tell you about dreams he never said out loud. He might reveal something tender and then quickly change the subject, almost as if he realized he exposed more than he meant to. This is selective vulnerability. It is not accidental. It is not random. It is his way of testing if you are safe, if he can trust you with his emotional truth. A man will only open these small emotional windows when he feels something strong. Even the most confident men have layers they guard carefully. When he starts peeling back those layers in front of you, even in tiny ways, it means he is allowing you into his inner world. This is something men reserve only for someone they see as important. Sometimes he might pull back after sharing, not because he regrets telling you, but because he realizes how deeply he let you inside. He may feel exposed, almost too open, and that discomfort shows how much the moment meant to him. Selective vulnerability is not about dramatic confessions. It is about the quiet truths he reveals without planning to. It is one of the strongest signs that his feelings are growing and his heart is slowly leaning toward you. And this is only the beginning. When a man begins falling deeply, his entire system, mind, body, habits, emotional responses, starts shifting. He becomes more attentive without thinking about it. His eyes linger longer. His body leans closer. His voice softens in certain moments. He starts paying attention to small details about you, remembering things you mentioned once and never brought up again. His protective instincts activate in small ways. He may stand closer in crowded places without noticing it. He may check if you reached home safely, even if he never does that with anyone else. His entire presence starts reflecting a deeper emotional pull. What most women never realize is that the clearest signs are never the loud ones. They are the quiet ones. The signs he never tries to show, the gestures he never rehearses, the moments he acts before thinking. These come from the primal part of him, not the logical part. They show what he truly feels, not what he wants to appear to feel. When a man starts falling for you, his routine changes in ways he cannot explain. He finds himself wanting to spend more time around you, even when he tries to stay casual. He checks your social media without meaning to. He thinks about you during random parts of his day. He becomes a little protective, a little curious, a little more emotionally alert to everything involving you. His instincts begin rewriting themselves around you. What you must understand is this: men rarely speak their deepest feelings first. They show them in patterns their bodies cannot hide. They show them through the energy they give you. They show them through the attention they cannot stop offering. They show them through the emotional echoes that bounce between you even in silence. You are not imagining it when the air feels different between you. You are not imagining it when he seems nervous around you but calm with everyone else. You are not imagining it when he remembers details he should have forgotten. You are not imagining it when he seems affected by your mood. These are signs of emotional imprinting. Many women spend years waiting for the perfect words from a man who already showed his heart in 100 unspoken ways. They wait for sentences when the truth is already visible in behaviors. They wait for clarity when the clarity was already there. When you learn to see these deeper signals, you will realize how loudly a man speaks before he ever opens his mouth. And once you understand these patterns, you will never again mistake indifference for distance, confusion for rejection, or anxiety for lack of interest. Because when a man is falling, there is always a shift, a real shift, a shift he cannot hide, a shift his body gives away long before he ever says the words. He may open up by sharing a story about something he failed at, something that mattered deeply to him, something that still lives in his memory because it shaped him in ways he rarely talks about. He might describe a moment when he tried his best and still came up short. And even though years have passed, the sting of it still sits quietly inside him. Or he may mention a childhood insecurity that still lingers in the shadows of his mind, something he learned to hide because the world didn't always make space for softness in boys. He might even reveal a fear about the future or a dream he keeps tucked away because he worries people would laugh, misunderstand, or judge him for wanting something that feels too big or too fragile to say out loud. To you, these details may seem small, but to him, they are huge emotional risks. These moments are never random. They are silent tests of trust, gentle probes designed to see whether you will listen without interrupting, understand without assuming, and hold his truth without treating it as something silly or unimportant. If you meet these moments with compassion, patience, and real presence, he slowly begins to relax. You can almost feel him unlocking another door inside himself. But if you brush it off, change the subject quickly, or act like it isn't serious, that door shuts so fast it almost startles him. And once it closes, you may never see that vulnerable part of him again. There is a deep reason behind this pattern. For thousands of years, men were taught that showing weakness could bring danger, loss of status, abandonment, or humiliation. Emotional openness was linked to risk. Survival required control, so when he chooses to reveal even a small part of his inner world, it means something inside him believes you are safe to open up to. You become someone worth lowering his guard for, and this selective vulnerability becomes one of the strongest indicators of real emotional connection. A man who only cares on the surface will never take this risk. He will keep things smooth, light, and easy. He will stay in the safe zone. But a man who feels something real begins to reveal pieces of his true self almost unintentionally. These moments feel different from casual talk. You can sense the weight in the air, the pause in his voice, the shift in his breathing. When he says things like he rarely talks about this or admits he has never told anyone before, those are not throwaway phrases. Those are emotional breakthroughs. That is his soul stepping just a little closer to yours. Without using the words, he is saying that he is beginning to trust you with the most fragile parts of who he is. And a man sharing his vulnerability is one of the strongest, clearest signs of real love growing inside him long before he himself has fully realized it. Then there is the way he pays attention, his strategic attention, his memory palace. When a man is truly invested in a woman, something inside his mind reorganizes itself around her. His brain begins to prioritize her above almost everything else. Psychologists describe this shift as attentional bias, but to him it simply feels natural, almost automatic. She becomes the center point in his thoughts, while less important details fade into the edges. This is not about trying hard or attempting to impress. It is a subtle but powerful change in how his mind processes the world. You see it in the small things he remembers, the things other people would forget within minutes. He remembers how you like to eat the crust of your pizza first. He holds on to the story you told him weeks ago and brings it up as if it happened recently. He notices how your tone softens when you talk about your family, or how your eyes shift when you talk about something that upsets you. He pays attention to how you behave when you are stressed, what makes you laugh without trying, and how your mood shifts when you are tired. These details stay with him because his mind has created a special place for them. You become a part of his mental world, not just someone he talks to. What makes this even more meaningful is how he uses these memories to create small moments of connection. He texts you on the morning of your presentation because he remembers how anxious you felt about it. He suggests a restaurant that avoids foods you dislike because he doesn't want you to feel uncomfortable. He sends you a picture of sunflowers because he knows they remind you of home. These gestures are not meant to impress. They are proof that he listens with his whole attention. They are his way of saying, "I see you, I hear you. What matters to you matters to me." This is what separates casual interest from deep emotional investment. A man who is only casually interested may remember your favorite color or your job title, but that's where it stops. A man who is deeply drawn to you remembers why that color became meaningful to you, or how your job influences the way you view the world. He is not simply collecting facts. He is building an emotional map of who you are. In a time when most people forget conversations within hours, he keeps your words stored like something precious. When you notice this level of attention, you are witnessing one of the strongest signs of real love. You are not just another person in his life. You have become a priority, the center his mind keeps returning to again and again. Then comes his body language, the place where the nervous system tells the truth without permission. When words are measured and emotions are hidden, the body still reveals everything. A man might stay guarded in speech, but his body betrays his feelings long before he is ready to speak them. Body language becomes the clearest window into his heart because it bypasses conscious control. The first signs appear through orientation and proximity. No matter where he stands in a room, his body unconsciously turns toward you. His feet point in your direction. His shoulders angle toward you even if he is talking to someone else. He finds quiet excuses to be a little closer than necessary or to lean in slightly when you speak. None of this is calculated. His nervous system is simply responding to your presence. You matter to him, and his body knows it even before his mind admits it. Then come grooming behaviors, those subtle actions he does without thinking. He straightens his posture when you walk in. He adjusts his shirt or smooths his hair without realizing he is doing it. His breath changes when you look at him. These are ancient instinctive behaviors, signs of wanting to appear at his best around someone who affects him deeply. His eyes reveal even more. They linger a second too long. They soften when they land on you. They light up when you smile. He may look away quickly sometimes, not because he isn't interested, but because the connection feels too intense for him to hold. Sometimes his eyes flicker with emotions he doesn't know how to voice: admiration, desire, fear of losing you, and the quiet hope that you might feel the same. Micro-expressions appear in flashes he cannot hide. A tiny smile when he sees you, raised eyebrows when you walk into the room, a breath caught in his throat when you stand close, a moment of stiffness when he is nervous around you. These tiny moments add up to a physical confession he is not yet ready to speak. When you sit near him, his body angles toward you naturally. When you talk, he becomes still, listening with his whole presence. When you touch him lightly, even by accident, something inside him reacts. His breath pauses, his shoulders loosen, or he stiffens because he is overwhelmed by what he feels. These reactions reveal his truth. And then there are the lingering moments, the ones that mean more than any words. When you say goodbye, he waits a moment before turning away. When you walk into a room, he notices you first. When you laugh, he watches you longer than he should. When he talks to you, he loses track of time. These moments say everything. When you put all these signs together, his vulnerability, his careful memory of the details about you, his instinctive focus, his raw body language, something becomes clear. This is not casual interest. This is not temporary attraction. This is a man whose heart is opening slowly, sometimes reluctantly, sometimes confusingly, even to himself. Long before he says the words out loud, his actions, his attention, and his nervous system are already telling the truth. He is far more in love with you than he realizes or than he is ready to admit. These are instinctive attempts to show the best version of himself, guided more by biology and emotion than by conscious decision. They are small actions, but they carry a clear message when you know how to read them. His eyes tell an even deeper story. His gaze drifts to you even when he is not trying. In a crowded room, he spots you without searching, and in conversation, his eyes return to yours again and again, even if another person is talking. But the most powerful moment happens when your eyes meet by accident. In that brief instant before he has time to hide his reaction, something honest slips through. His face softens and a small, genuine smile appears without warning. It is unguarded, natural, and so real that no amount of practice could create it. That fleeting smile is a doorway into what he truly feels. You may also notice small movements in his hands. He might adjust his watch even when it's already straight, or touch his neck, or tap his fingers against his leg when you're near. These are not signs of discomfort. They are signs of nervous excitement, a physical response created by attraction. Your presence shifts something inside him on a bodily level. His mind might stay calm, but his body speaks its own language. The nervous system does not know how to pretend. It speaks through posture, micro-expressions, the distance he keeps, the way he angles his body toward you, the quick inhale he doesn't think you notice. When you learn to read this silent communication, you no longer have to question what he feels. His body tells the truth long before his words do. Even when his mind is still catching up, his physical cues reveal everything. Then comes emotional safety testing, a quiet and subtle system he uses without realizing it. When a man starts caring deeply for someone, he faces an inner conflict between desire and self-protection. He wants closeness, but part of him fears being hurt. To navigate this, his mind creates small tests. These are not games, and they are not manipulative. They are instinctive checks to see if you are safe enough for him to show the deeper parts of himself. One of the earliest signs is when he shares something slightly vulnerable. Maybe he expresses an unpopular opinion, or he tells a story where he didn't look strong or perfect. Sometimes he lets you see him on a quieter day when he is less confident or a little emotionally drained. These moments are not random. They are his way of asking silent questions. Will you judge him? Will you laugh at him? Will you still see him as strong even when he shows a flaw? If you respond with calmness, patience, and warmth, he learns something powerful. He learns that opening up with you is not dangerous. Each kind response from you lowers another layer of his emotional armor. At first, he may only reveal something small, like being nervous about a situation or stressed about a simple task. Later, he might talk about a childhood embarrassment or an old mistake that still hurts. Each time you meet his honesty with compassion, he gains trust. But if he is met with criticism, coldness, or dismissal, he retreats and the door silently closes. And once it closes, it can be very hard for him to reopen it. This behavior has roots in history. For generations, men were taught to be strong, controlled, and emotionally restrained. Showing weakness meant risking status and belonging. That old training still lives in the nervous system. This is why revealing his raw self is so meaningful. It is not small. It is a deep offering of trust. When you understand this pattern, you see that these tests are not meant to confuse you. They are invitations to connection. They demonstrate that he wants something deeper than surface attraction. He wants to know whether his heart will be safe with you. When you answer his unspoken questions with presence and kindness, you are not just passing a test, you are helping him redefine what intimacy can feel like. Then comes something even more important: consistency over time. The strongest evidence of real love is not in dramatic gestures or emotional speeches. It is in steady, reliable action. A man who truly cares does not leave you guessing. If he says he will call, he calls. If he makes plans, he does not change them without reason. When life becomes stressful, he does not vanish or shut down. He stays emotionally present. He offers stability when unpredictability would be easier. Consistency is not about being perfect. It is about showing up. It is the morning message he sends without thinking, because reaching out to you has become part of his natural routine. It is the soft check-in when he knows you have had a hard day. It is the quiet way he supports you, even when his own life is heavy. It is the steady tone of his presence, always there, always grounded, always real. Over time, his consistency teaches your nervous system that you are safe with him. You don't sit by the phone waiting. You don't wonder if he suddenly lost interest. You don't wake up feeling uncertain about where you stand. Instead, you feel calm. You feel chosen. You feel stable. The difference between intensity and consistency becomes clear. Intensity can sweep you up, but it fades quickly. It burns bright and dies fast. Consistency may not sparkle at first, but it lays the foundation for deep emotional connection. It allows love to grow in a world that often confuses chaos for passion. True connection thrives in stability. It grows in the calm. It deepens in the rhythm of steady effort. The man who shows these steady patterns through attention, sincerity, reliability, vulnerability, and emotional honesty is not trying to impress you with dramatic displays. He is proving his love through presence, trust, and follow-through. These are emotional fingerprints that cannot be faked. The mirror effect, the subtle vulnerability, the careful attention, the body language he cannot hide, the emotional safety tests, and the consistency that becomes a steady heartbeat over time. All these signs reveal a love that is real. Many women spend years chasing men who run hot and cold, believing that emotional chaos means passion. They confuse confusion with chemistry. They attach their hearts to men who give little and keep them guessing. But real love does not feel like anxiety. It does not feel like trying to earn a place. It does not pull you into emotional storms. Real love feels peaceful. It feels safe. It grows you instead of breaking you. It steadies you instead of shaking you. It meets your heart with clarity instead of leaving you in fear. You deserve this kind of love. You deserve to feel valued without conditions and chosen without hesitation. You deserve the love that warms you, not the one that exhausts you. When you recognize these patterns, you stop doubting your worth. You stop settling for crumbs. You stop investing in uncertainty. You start expecting the kind of love that honors who you are, and you begin to trust that the right man will not leave you confused. He will leave you certain. If this message speaks to you, take a moment to share your thoughts. Share this video with another woman who needs to hear the truth about real love. Subscribe if you want more content that honors depth, connection, real emotional understanding, and honesty. May you never again mistake chaos for passion. May you learn to trust the calm. And may you walk forward with the confidence that the right man will not leave you wondering where you stand. He will make you feel sure. He will make you feel seen. He will make you feel chosen in a way that does not shake your heart, but steadies it.